This is Mr. Kaufman here from High Five History, taking a look at the decline of feudalism in medieval Europe. In this short video, we will focus on the 100 Years' War and how the battles between France and England eventually aided in the decline of feudalism. All right, so the basics of the 100 Years' War. Right? A series of battles between England and France. And these battles lasted for a little over 100 years. When, specifically, we're talking about between 1337 and 1453. Where? Mostly in lands in France that were disputed again by France and England. And why? Over the control of land. So historically, the monarchs of England had controlled the fiefs, right, meaning they were reigned over the land in France. And then eventually some of the French kings said, wait a second, this is our land, this is our kingdom. And that started the fight. Now, how did these series of battles, right, this war between these two nations affect feudalism? Well, in general, the 100 Years' War led to the decline of power of feudal lords and knights and increased, right, the power of monarchs and the common people. So again, lords, nobles, and knights, they became less important because of the 100 Years' War, and monarchs and common people became a little more important in society. There's three things you want to think about and how this affected feudalism. One was the raising of professional armies. So the English and French monarchs no longer looked to their lords to supply them with knights because they could now raise their own taxes and hire their own professional armies. Now, why was that possible? Because of better military technology. So the invention of the longbow by the English made it so that you could hire a commoner, right, with a little bit of training, teach them how to shoot the longbow, and they could then shoot knights from a very long distance. This made the knights less important in battles and a commoner off the street a little more important. Now, in addition, the decrease of castles due to the fact that gunpowder, right, could blow cannon holes through the castle walls, making castles less important. And then, finally, this new sense of nationalism, made up from heroes such as Joan of Arc, right, who is a French peasant girl who led the French to victory in the Battle of New Orleans, who then was captured by the English and called a heretic, right, someone who spoke out against the church and burned at the stake as a witch. This fueled, right, French nationalism. People who before didn't consider themselves French, they had more loyalty to their local lord, then said, wait a second, I'm French, you're French, because we hate those English for burning our hero. So this rise in nationalism shifted power away from local lords and increased the importance of monarchs. So there you have it, how the 100 Years' War affected the decline of feudalism. That's Mr. Kaufman from High Five History.